Glory to Jesus Christ, and welcome to St. Cyril and Methodius, Ukrainian Orthodox Church. I'm Father Gregory, the pastor. It is Sunday, December 3rd, and we are coming up on Christmas. It's the first Sunday of Advent in the West, so blessed Advent to our Roman Catholic and Protestant brothers and sisters who are themselves beginning their preparation for the Nativity. I want to talk to you today about something that I had mentioned last week when I talked rather maybe in the most appreciative form about the dumbing down of the gospel. And that's something that kind of flows out of that tendency to reduce the gospel to something that fits within the human intellect. And that's robbing ourselves of the life of mystery. St. Paul says in his epistle to the Corinthians, I tell you a great mystery. And you can see that in the rest of that quote in the show note. But it's this idea that he goes on to say, while not all of us will fall asleep, all of us will be changed. That there's this great transformation that is coming. The thing of it is that I don't know how that transformation is going to happen. I don't know when it's going to come, and I don't know what it means. I just know that it means something good, something wonderful. If I realize that, then when I realize that, I'm struck dumb in awe at the mystery of God's grace and love, not only for me, but for you and for all humanity and all creation. When I live a life cognizant, aware of mystery, when I am aware that so much of what goes on in life is beyond me, and especially the working of grace, that tends to foster in me a quiet appreciation for God, but also for my neighbor. I begin my dogmatics class at the seminary by reminding the students that they don't understand God, not because they're creatures, though they are, and as creatures we don't understand God, but because the only being that understands God is God. To maybe tweak Heidegger a little bit, God is that being that understands God. If I don't understand God, then I don't understand the working of grace. I don't understand the working of grace in your life, but I also don't understand the working of grace in my own life. So much of what God is doing in my heart, in your heart, is beyond our ability to comprehend, much less to articulate. Compare that, though, to what happens typically. Becoming impatient with mystery, becoming impatient or uncomfortable with not understanding, I try to develop or articulate a system that puts everything, especially the grace of God, in its place. When I do that, I rob my life of mystery, and I reduce my life. I dumb down my life. I dumb down the gospel to something that can be understood. The problem with that, as I mentioned last night at Vespers, is that it robs me of my life of any sense of beauty. The balance, the structure, the order that's there. Well, to be sure, it's probably beautiful, but it's simply a beauty of my own creation, and it falls far short of the beauty that God offers me every single day. When I live that kind of life, that life in which beauty is the only beauty which I see is that which I create in my own mind, I fall into, again, to borrow from Heidegger, the technological attitude. And life becomes a matter of fitting things in their place, and especially fitting other people in their place, because I don't want to disturb the harmony that I've created. I don't want to disfigure the beauty that I created. The sad part is, though, my beauty, my peace that I create from my own technological attitude, again, is just far short of what I am offered in Jesus Christ. This is why in the tradition of the Orthodox Church, we emphasize beauty as much as we do, not only in terms of art and music, but in but in the liturgy and the way we serve the liturgy, the way we celebrate the liturgy. We want to foster in our hearts an appreciation for divine beauty. Once you get a glimpse of divine beauty, and here's the good news, it becomes increasingly impossible to ignore that beauty whenever you encounter it. And as you grow a little bit more, you discover that that beauty is not something that is there to be encountered now and then, here and there, but everywhere. Eventually, we get to the point where we realize that all is grace, that everything that we experience is, in fact, a sacrament of God's presence. It is the encounter with God. It is an encounter that doesn't take away from creation. It is not an encounter that's hidden by creation. It is rather an encounter that illumines creation, that illumines not only my heart, but your heart and our relationship. It illumines not only humanity, but creation. Everything is illumined. This is the great mystery that Paul alludes to in that epistle from Corinthians. So what about you? Are you willing, or do you desire to experience the mystery of God's beauty and presence in your life and in the life of other people? If you do, maybe consider coming to liturgy this morning. If you're here in the Madison area and you're an Orthodox Christian, come to St. Cyril and Methodius. Liturgy starts at about 9:30. It's about an hour and a half. If you're not Orthodox, you're welcome to come to liturgy as well and have a sense of the beauty of God's presence in creation. If you're not in Madison, maybe find an Orthodox church. If you're Orthodox, you should know where it is. If you're not Orthodox, look us up. We're in the phone book. We're online. Actually, no one uses a phone book anymore. Come and experience beauty. And when you do, your life will be transformed. All right. Well, I've got to get ready to serve liturgy. It's been good to spend time with you this morning, a little more time than I usually do. I apologize for going on at length, but I got inspired by the beauty of God and, well, frankly, being able to talk just a little bit about Heidegger. So God bless everyone. Have a good rest of your day, and hope as we get closer, you celebrate, you get more and more of the joy of Christmas. All right. God bless you.